Christopher from CMM here with a video test about the UmiDigi Z Pro or UmiDigi Z Pro. UmiDigi is the new name of Umi. So this is kind of a remake of the Umi Z we reviewed previously here on this channel. It has the very same hardware, very same design, but it has a new camera. So they kicked out the laser focus and instead put in a second camera sensor, and they also switched camera sensors. This time there are two Sony IMX258 sensors, of which one does color pictures and the other one does monochrome pictures. So we have a real dual camera setup here, like for example on the Huawei P9 or P10. So that's pretty interesting, and this setup of course makes use of the new camera ISP made by Mediatek and implemented to the Helio X27 SoC. So let's check out how well this camera performs. So before we check out the main camera, let's check out the front camera, which I'm recording right now. It is capable of recording in full HD, and of course it still is the same sensor as used on the Umi Z. So we have a Samsung S5K 3L8 sensor here, which records pictures with up to 13 megapixels. And while performance is pretty good for a front camera, I mean video quality is really good, and it also is capable of doing proper selfies, at least at daylight. If you shoot in bad lighting conditions or at night, selfies won't look too good. There will be a lot of noise and pictures look kinda unsharp because, well, Umi are still not good at optimizing their cameras and their algorithms. So yeah, front camera still is the best for daylight pictures.
So before we have a look at actual footage from the UmiDigi Z Pro, let's check out the dual camera features the camera application offers. So we do have a night mode called Super Night Mode, which helps doing decent pictures in low light conditions. Results are pretty good with this feature. They are not perfect, not on high-end level, but they are acceptable. So they did a half decent job in here, and you activate this feature by tapping this icon in the standard photo mode, and then it will disable the LED flash and HDR mode if activated, and then you can take normal pictures. And it uses the information from the monochrome secondary sensor to improve details in low light conditions. And then of course you have a second dual camera feature, which is the mono mode, and this one actually does use only the secondary monochrome sensor, so you can take more detailed and more beautiful looking black and white shots. Results are pretty decent, and the camera has a decent quality, so yeah, it can be a pretty useful feature if you like to do monochrome pictures. But of course the main star of the show is the bouquet mode, which is kind of the main purpose of those dual cameras. And when you activate this, you again have no LED flash available, no HDR available. You can just take photos in a normal mode, but it uses the dual camera setup to create a blurred background called bokeh effect. And you can control the intensity of the bokeh effect by changing the aperture value here with that little slider. So if I set it to f11 here in this case, the bokeh effect is almost not present. And if I pull it down to f0.8, the bokeh effect is the most intense. And now I can set the focus to the point I like it to be, for example like this, and then take a picture. And once this picture is taken, it will take a while to load if you open it up. And you have to know that you can't use the picture right now. As you can see, it looks kind of strange. So I need to tap here, tap on this icon, and then do this refocus thing. Hello? There we go. So I need to tap on refocus, and now I can actually change the focus point of the picture afterwards, as you can see, to where I like it to be. And now I can fine tune again the bokeh effect to where I like it to be. And if I am done, I click on save, and then the picture finally looks decent. So yeah, it's not that easy to use. It's not a point and shoot feature. You need to fumble around a little, both with the focus while taking a picture and afterwards to get the best result out of it. But this mode isn't perfect. You need to know this. They still need to do a lot of improvements with the algorithms for this bokeh effect, because sometimes, for example, if you take a picture of a flower and want to get the background blurred, it will sometimes also blur parts of the flower or around the border of the flower you want to get sharp. It can happen that part of the background remains sharp, which looks a little strange. So they still need to improve a lot software-wise here, but the basic hardware stuff inside the UmiDigi Z Pro is really decent, and they did a good job with the hardware. So again, as also often with Yumi devices, it's a thing of a software. So I hope they will improve this with future updates so we get better results with the Bouquet Mode. And another really interesting feature in this Bouquet Mode is that you can actually use this while recording videos. So in full HD videos, which is the maximum resolution in this mode, you can make use of this as a kind of synthetic bokeh effect to get your background in videos blurred. But again, it has some issues here. As you can see, when the object that's supposed to be sharp does move, it tends to lose the focus or sharpness sometimes and blurs the actual object you want to get sharp. So that's again something they need to improve, but probably that will be really hard to do for them because they're such a small company without the necessary resources. So I don't expect much improvement there. So if you want to do video recordings in Bouquet Mode, you need to make sure that the object you want to film is steady. So only the background can move, but the foreground object you want to get sharp has to be steady in order to make sure that it remains sharp and doesn't get blurred from time to time. But of course you want to see results recorded with the main camera of the UmiDigi Z Pro as well, and there we go. This is now recorded using the dual camera or the main camera of the UmiDigi Z Pro. And what I'm disappointed with is that again they don't support electronic image stabilization. So you see pictures pretty shaky, especially when walking, which is kind of annoying. And I also dislike the video quality. It is recorded in 4K, but it just looks like, quality-wise, it looks like Full HD, just larger, you know. It lacks detail and, well, actually, previous Yumi devices haven't performed that good in 4K recording too, but quality somehow got worse on the UmiDigi Z Pro. So yeah, they really need to improve this a lot. And what I also dislike is that once again we don't have autofocus available. So check this out, it doesn't focus automatically. I always need to tap the screen to get a sharp picture. Now if I move back to kind of landscape shot, again need to tap the screen to get it sharp. So that's really annoying. So they really could have done a much better job there. Regarding audio quality, this one's pretty good. Not much to complain about there. Sometimes you hear interferences from the mobile network, but that happens quite seldom, so it's not a big issue, just sometimes it's a bit annoying. But overall audio quality is pretty decent. So yeah, that's all for this little camera test using the UmiDigi Z Pro. I hope you enjoyed it and it was somehow helpful for you. Next I will show you some sample pictures that have been taken using the UmiDigi Z Pro. So enjoy the show, thanks for watching, bye bye and see you soon.